Now, before we wind up the show, as always, it's To My Take. And tonight it is about the silly season. And yes, nothing seems to have changed, even for the forthcoming general election. A few days ago, almost out of the blue, a few Jubilee MPs announced somewhere in Kiambu that they would support one Eugene Ludovic Wamalwa to be the next governor for Nairobi. The 47-year-old former MP happens to be the current cabinet secretary in charge of water and irrigation. And as if acting on cue, almost immediately, more than 10 MPs and 2 governors from what used to be Western Province joined the chorus in endorsing Wamalwa for the coveted job in the city. Never mind that Western is so far from Nairobi and these leaders clearly don't vote in the city. Now, let's be clear. Anybody has a right to propose, endorse, or even reject any candidate for any post in Kenya. As a matter of fact, it is entirely possible that Wamalwa could be a good governor for Nairobi. Who knows? What is most unsettling, however, is just how unashamedly the backers and critics of the Wamalwa candidacy have flaunted the tribal card in this somewhat premature jostling for the city. Only last week, an analyst believed to be jubilee-leaning announced on national television that Wamalwa was the preferred candidate because he would at least split, if not entirely, run away with the Luhya vote in the city and therefore deny the incumbent Evans Kidero a second term. The sentiments have since been echoed by a number of Jubilee MPs who have declared that Wamalwa will complete the city's arithmetic. After all, the Deputy President declared not too long ago that this time Jubilee will do whatever it takes to ensure Nairobi is in the bag. Wamalwa's critics have also fronted what they believe is the might of the Kikuyu vote in Nairobi and cannot understand how a so-called outsider should be in charge of the city. To be fair, most politicians and political parties, including those in court, play this game of ethnic arithmetic. But for Jubilee, the irony of the timing couldn't be more awkward. Just this past week, we saw a big ceremony at State House in which the president announced that at least 12 parties would be merging to form one big party that would end the culture of tribal politics in Kenya. Now, clearly, the president was not talking about Nairobi politics, or maybe the politicians here are just not listening to him. And that is my take tonight.